joining me today on this project. This is from a friend of mine that I've been working with on and off for the past 14 years, I think. This is not one of the original chairs I've done for her, it's a separate one. I don't think there's much to talk about at the moment regarding it, but as I get to points that need to be shown to you, I'll let you know. So let's get on with it. This chair is all exposed wood, so I'm going to have to very carefully pull off the double piping that's on here. Sometimes it's glued on, sometimes it has staples. Actually, this one's stapled, which is a bit of a bind, but that's okay. So I'm going to take this off. The arms are similar and the same with the base. So it's going to take a little while to pull out, but that's fine. I'm going to leave what's on here. There's no point in removing it. I have here 1 inch of normal foam and 1 inch of super soft, and then some Dacron over the top. I'm going to pop that there, and the fabric, the pile goes that way, so I'm going to turn it so the pile goes this way. Center the top there, which I'm going to put here, staple it in place, and I'm going to bring it down where I'm going to center the front on here. Pull it as tight as I can, like that. Just really tight into place, and staple there too. Should give me a nice plump arm pad. I'm going to pull it round the center like that on either side. I'm going to secure this side and this side to start off with. Now on the front here, I'm going to take it back slightly. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just got to be slightly curved. And this I'm going to pull forward so it's even across the front. Push anything up. I'm going to try to stabilize it both sides, although I'm only going to be putting this side in to start off with. Holding it on both sides and bringing the fabric forward slightly so it goes into that curve really well. And again, just down and in. Looks like I might have to alter up here, but I'll have a look in a second. I might be able to just fold it slightly or pull it down a little bit further into the shaping. I am going to start cutting back along here, just towards the center, but not all the way. And then I can see where I'm coming into. So push all my stuffing back, bring that down slightly, and I'm going to secure here and again here. When I put the trim on, if there's any little pleats, it should hide it for me. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to cut in here, down and round. I think I can leave everything across the top. I'm going to pull the fabric back towards the back so it's level, and repeat all the way across. Before I put this side in, I'm just going to cut back here a little bit so it's in the shape. It doesn't have to be perfect, nobody's going to see it. Not the underside anyway. Pull that down for now and into place and secure. I'm going to pull that back towards the end and secure in that curved shape. I'm going to cut back this corner just a little bit. I can't really see what I'm doing, so I'm hoping that's in the right area. I'm going to bring this part down and into place, pop that in and secure. Again, bring that down and in so it looks even on top. Then I'm going to start pulling it back and securing around here. I think that works. And again, here at the front, trim it back like this and bring it down first and then into the front. Let's pop this in. These two here look like they're pinching it. I'm going to take those out and see how well I can get them in, and maybe this one will look a little bit more even. I think that's the only problem, and then I'll cut around to trim it back. As with single piping, I am going to line up my pieces with the pile going the same way. I've had to cut this at 1 3/4 inches. It's going to be tight because it's such thick fabric, but I don't have enough fabric to cut it at 2. I'm hoping this works. Shorten the stitch slightly, mid to small stitch here. So corner to corner, fold the piece up and pop the next section on top. Make sure the pieces are at 90 degrees. You can just keep them going for as long as you've got the pieces to put on. I'm going to put my pieces of piping in, fold that one over. I try to keep the lengths separate like that. It just helps them to keep separate all the way down. Fold that one over like that. Keep everything tight at the top. Slide that under the foot. Now, like normal piping, I'm going down the grain. I'm going to start sewing. It's on the longest stitch. I'll fold this over, lift this piece slightly on top, and then pull that one tightly across the top and sew. Try not to pull the piping case into funny angles, otherwise it won't go on evenly, especially if you're going to do it on a bias, which I've done with this. I've done it on the bias, so it goes around the furniture a little bit easier than if I do it on the string. So I'm going to just do this all the way down. When I come to the joins, clip them open, cut them back as far as I can, and keep them as tight as I can into the folds so that it remains just over about 1/2 inch wide for the trim. When I'm putting the trim on, I am going to cut back at an angle like that. Cut as much off of the back as I can. Trim back all of these loose pieces of fibre from the back. I want it as clean as I can. I don't want any of that showing on the other side, and just work my way up a length of this double piping. So I need all my threads cut back. I don't want any of those showing on the other side. I've done as best I can to catch everything in, so hopefully that will stay. Let's get that one out. Glue most of those fibres down on the inside there so it looks not too fluffy. I just need it to look neat and tidy. I do this on various fabrics if they're a loose weave or have a pile on them. A little bit of glue goes a long way. I'm going to glue down here quite a bit like that. I'm going to start in the center here and move towards the back. Make sure that's secure and that it hides everything that's there. I'm going to do that all the way around until I get back to this side. Just little sections, don't do too much. This is quite fibrous, so I don't want to mess too much of this up by mistake. Pull that around, make sure that's into the shaping, and then I'll tidy up the glue so it doesn't make a mess. Just scrape it out, that'll be fine. Try to bring some of those loose bits in as I go. A little bit up there too. Bring this down and into place like that, pushing all of the loose ends in as I go. Make sure it follows that line. Anything on the inside, just kind of scrape off if you have to and push it all into place. So now I've come here to the beginning. I'm going to cut that back so it's level with the end here, like that. See if I can catch all of these ends in like I did. Just a little bit of a smush there, bring it all into place, and then glue all the way along here quite a bit and into the corner there where I had started. Pop that in and up, right in to that join so it looks nice and smooth like that. Really push it in to secure it. I'm looking for a nice big tack, that might do, and I'm going to cover there. These are quite large tacks, so it should cover what I want. Pop that there in the center and hammer it in. That seals both ends of the double piping. Thank you for joining me on this project. The back here looks nice and plump. I think it's turned out really well. Certainly it looks plusher than the chair that arrived. A little bit of attention to detail can make all the difference. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe, hit the bell button, and a few thumbs up would be brilliant. And in the meantime, take care. See you later. Ciao.